Since Pokemon Legends Galar will be the next Legends game in the Legends series, we're going to see a lot of things inspired by, obviously Generation 8, like the lore and the storyline and stuff from Gen 8, obviously, but more specifically stuff from the leaked beta version, the scrapped content of the Galar region of Generation 8. So let's cover things that could totally be in Legends Galar. So Gen 8 originally had 3 new mythical Pokemon planned based on fantasy, invention, and discovery, except we got Zarude, which might be the worst mythical of all time. I didn't even know this was a mythical, guys. Here's a fun fact. Gen 8 I mentioned before, like this was the gen that I was not into Pokemon. I was at that like weird age where I was like too cool for Pokemon, And I saw Zarude. I didn't know it was a mythical. I had no idea it was a mythical. So these would have been cool. I don't know if they would introduce a new mythical to the game. I think it's definitely possible we'll see some new Pokemon. Definitely new regional variants. Like, we gotta see new regional variants for the game, which let me know a Pokemon that you want to see receive an ancient Galarian regional variant, because that could be really cool. Like, so many cool Pokemon. Like, so many Pokemon could look so cool with a Galarian form. So I hope that happens. But yeah, the mythical Pokemon stuff, those sound cool, and I wish we would have got some of those. The game was actually originally supposed to be called King and Queen, and it was Project Rex because it was actually supposed to be a prehistoric Pokemon game, like an old ancient Pokemon game. And I mentioned that in the last video from yesterday, which is part 1 of this video, by the way. I think is so important because Legends Galar is quite literally an ancient Pokemon game. Like, this game has taken place 1,000 years in the past. So with this being said, like the original plans of Gen 8 being like an ancient Pokemon game, prehistoric, could mean that a lot of the scrapped content they're actually gonna like give us, and they're actually gonna push out, create, and give us, which I think would be sick. Some of these leaks are so cool. And apparently they had other names, Cosmo and Galaxy, which I don't think that would have been a great name for Gen 8. Order and Change, definitely not. And then obviously Femininity and Masculinity would have been the worst Pokemon name of all time. Guys, let me know what you think the absolute worst Pokemon names of all time could be. Like, two of the stupidest, like two of the like worst names you could think of. There's also supposed to be a regional Zubat. However, I did show you guys this in the last video of a regional Slowking. I think this could still happen. Like, this is real concept art of that Slowking. So with the Zubat, I could totally see them still giving us that regional Zubat. I totally think that's going to happen. And we're obviously going to get other regional variants too. Like, other regional variants are going to probably make their way into the game. I hope if we do get Litten, Popplio, and Snivy that they're going to get a regional variant form. But then also, it's like, are they going to get a Gigantamax form as well? Let me know. Would you guys rather have them have Gigantamax or a regional form? I would love if they could just get both. Just give them both. Why not? We have this document right here, which had to be translated. So this is a huge translation, which some of it may be like a little inaccurate because that's just how like, translation works. Mystery of King and Queen, legendary Pokemon is blank. A song is sung. It sings while trapped in a cage. Location of the tomb. This is the legendary Pokemon. It is alive. The hero who transmitted the legend of the king buried 2 of them. Mitadogus and its trailer, which I don't know what that is, guarded them. 2 generations after the legendary Pokemon was buried, following the fall of the country and the surrounding regions, they passed down the legend of the King Queen and sealed the path to the tomb. It is said that they broke off diplomatic relations with a number of countries due to this war. King and Queen was perceived as a fabricated story in the first place, and an entity does not exist, which I think would be sick because we could still even see this whole storyline come out in the Legends game. Like, this storyline could very well be huge and like kind of the inspiration or whatever for the Legends game, like the King and Queen legendary Pokemon. Like, maybe we'll get some new legendary Pokemon, maybe some new mythical Pokemon in this game. I know that's not like typical for like a Legends game. However, we're talking about Game Freak. They do some crazy, weird, random things all the time. And then here's a lot more, which I won't bore you guys and read the whole thing. So if you want to, pause and read all of this, you can. Just more about like kind of the scrap storyline, which still, I totally think is pretty cool. Okay, so I also covered like half of this list. Like the starter Pokemon that were scrapped for the game. We had new bird Pokemon, the ancient giants, which I brought up how like it's probably still going to be like the giant wild, like rogue Gigantamax forms. That's going to be the giants, the ancient giants, which we're probably going to get some new Gigantamax forms as well. So yeah, let me know some Pokemon you want to see receive Gigantamax form that don't already have one. Okay, we have all of these like Sword Axe, Rune, Hammer, Shield, Head, Armor, Knuckles, Pikachu, Splatter. Hopefully Pikachu is still alive in this version of Generation 8. So these are just scrapped Pokemon. This one is probably Dracovish, the giant fish Pokemon. And then, we had Armor, Robot, which reminds me of Golurk. And I swear, wasn't there a picture of Golurk in the Galar region, like in ZA, like in the museum? So who knows, maybe that's just what they're referring to, like they just kind of scrapped him, like, we already have Golurk. Galarian Golbat, Zubat, and a Crobat. So we're going to have a Galarian form of all of the evolutions, which would have been really interesting. And like I said, I still think that's going to happen. 10 more unknown Galarian Pokemon, 21 Gmax. We're going to get like 3 Gen 2, 4 Gen 3, 4 Gen 4, 2 Gen 5. That's hard to say. Say that like 25 times fast and you'll stutter probably. Legendary Pokemon, which apparently these are actually mythicals. I don't know. Talked about this, the Fantasy Invention, Discovery Pokemon, Giant Pokemon, which I wonder if that was just, Dynamax, Gigantamax, whatever. Like, I wonder why they're specifically stated as giant Pokemon. Like, maybe this is before they came up with, like, Gigantamax and Dynamax and stuff. Legends of gigantic creatures remain throughout this region. The design skillfully incorporates ancient imagery such as Greek mythology, giants, and Tyrannosaurus Rex. Large claw marks and footprints remain throughout the region, which... that's dope. I want to see more of the ancient dinosaur stuff in Legends Galar. Let me know all your thoughts. Let me know all your theories about this game, because it should be a good one. Like, this should be a really amazing and cool Pokemon game, and I'm hoping for a lot of inspiration from the scraps of Generation 8. Let me know if there's more Gen 8 scrap content that I also missed, because I feel like I didn't see it all. Like, I feel like I didn't see it all, though, and there's definitely more I hope to see in the future, like, be released. And like I said, there's so much that they could really take inspiration from, like, real-life stuff. The scrapped content, like, dude, I cannot wait for this game. Like I said, I didn't really necessarily play Gen 8 all that much. Like, this was the generation that I kind of skipped and, like, glazed over a little bit. Like, I played it, but, like, I didn't really, care, I guess, about Pokemon at that time. So, through you guys, I've kind of, like, appreciated the Galar region more. I've appreciated Generation 8 more. So, for that reason, I'm extremely excited for this game, especially since I know a lot of you guys are also very excited for this game, because it's something cool. I can't wait to see new Gigantamax forms, because I think Gigantamax is pretty neat. I would say it's probably my second favorite evolution game. Like, I definitely think Mega Evolution is my favorite, because Mega Evolution is just the GOAT. It's the OG, it's the classic. A lot of them, are not great. The newer ones, some of them aren't so cool, but a lot of them are so sick too. Like, a lot of the new ones are also so cool. So with that being said, we should be getting a lot of new Gigantamax forms in the game. I would assume at least like 20, man. I mean, goodness, bro. Legends ZA gave us a ton of ZA of Mega Evolution, so it's like, bro, come on, give us a ton of Gigantamax forms, and we'll see about the regional variants. I wonder if they're gonna do it or not, because ZA didn't give us regional variants. But the thing is, like, Legends Galar being an ancient Pokemon game, I just think a regional variant of an ancient form would be so cool for so many Pokemon, even if we just get like a couple, I definitely think we're getting a lot of new Gigantamax forms. I wonder who's going to show up in the game. Could have AZ pull up, because that fool is old and he was totally around, living still. So I bet AZ is going to make a little cameo, or at least like a reference to AZ. But anyways, hope you guys have a great day today. If you are real and watching this far in the video, comment down below Star Wars. Just the word Star Wars, confused as people that are not watching this far in the video. Make sure to subscribe, turn those post notifications so you don't miss all the upcoming Pokemon leaks and news. Hope you guys have a great day. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.